Justin Fields has been making strides in the NFL as a quarterback this season. The Bears are out of playoff contention, but that doesn't mean Justin Fields won't be giving his all as the quarterback looks to improve his game and build on his skills. Let's talk about Justin and how he's taken his chances with both hands. Let's get right into it. Firstly, Justin Fields is showing great determination. As we mentioned before, the Chicago Bears are out of playoff contention. In what has been a season plagued by injuries so far, the positive side to the story is how Justin Fields is getting game time and looks to make a difference. The 23-year-old has made it clear that whether it's for a place in the playoffs or not, he's ready to give it his all. Fields spoke about how it doesn't matter what the season is looking like or if there's nothing to play for. He's looking at every game he gets as a learning opportunity for him to grow and learn while playing against division opponents like Detroit. He's using these games to build an experience that will only help him further his career in the future. He said that the atmosphere in such games is very important for player development and that it was necessary for him to grow accustomed to it. He spoke about the other backup players that have been called in for duty as well, saying that they all share the same sentiments and are hopeful still. Fields said that even though the Bears had been on a losing streak since the end of October, he was looking forward to hopefully getting a win to motivate the team for the offseason. Bears fans have had a pretty dreadful season, but maybe there's some hope after all after hearing the young gun being so hopeful. Moving on, let's talk about the Bears versus the Lions. Well, despite Justin Fields' words of encouragement, the game went pretty much exactly as everyone thought it would. The Chicago Bears have been struggling with the injuries that have haunted them all season, and the game against the Detroit Lions was no different. At the end of the day, it became nothing more than a chance for some young players to get some game time. The loss became a franchise record as the Chicago Bears lost their 9th consecutive game. The Chicago Bears showed some signs of life in the opening quarter as Justin Fields led them to 2 leads. They collapsed shortly after though, as the rest of the game saw the Bears struggling at every aspect of the game. The scoreline was pretty well deserved as the Lions dismantled the Bears, finishing the game at 41-10. Detroit Lions' Jared Goff was at the forefront yet again, leading the charge to close out the win. Justin Fields helped the Bears take the lead twice in the first quarter, but eventually couldn't do enough to add to the score. Jared Goff had taken the Detroit Lions to a position no one thought they would be in. He's played the best football of his career for the past 2 months and doesn't look like he's going to be slowing down anytime soon. The result was another disappointing one for the Bears, but it wasn't all that surprising given their record so far. Coming up, let's talk about the Bears season. Since the NFL started playing 16-game seasons, the Chicago Bears have had a 3-13 record twice, once back in 2016 and now. This season has been the worst the Bears have looked since 2016, and it makes sense for them to have the exact same record as then. The 2022 season is going to go down as Chicago's worst ever, but what happened for them to fall off this badly? This season has been an utter embarrassment if we look at it solely based on statistics, but the truth is the Bears have put in some decent performances as well. They were doing well, averaging at least 30 points in the stretch from October to November. They had Justin Fields to thank for any watchable and entertaining football they've played this season, as the young star helped them put up good performances against even the Packers and the Eagles. The season was truly summed up when the Bears lost to the Lions this past weekend, as they suffered their worst loss to the Lions in NFL history. Not only the biggest loss, but the game against the Lions also marked the longest losing streak in the Bears' history. As the season comes to a close now, all eyes will be on next season and how the draft will turn out for them. This season has truly been a disaster, but at least there's no way but up for the Chicago Bears. Next up, resting Justin Fields was simply not an option. Justin Fields has been the Bears' best player this season, and it's not even close. Fields is the only reason the Bears football was bearable this season, as he tried his best to spearhead the team. Even during their horrible losing streak, Fields was pushing the team to do better and put everything into each game. His efforts unfortunately weren't enough to pull the Bears out of the rut that they've been in. It has to be noted though, Justin Fields is only 23 years old. He is the future of the Chicago franchise, especially after his performance this season. If there was anything positive about the Bears season, it was their young quarterback. Knowing that he's still so young, offensive coordinator Luke Getsy made sure that he played Justin Fields for the game against the Lions. He said that resting the player simply wasn't an option for them. Getsy explained that he wants Fields to get as much game time as possible comfortable because he needs all the experience he can get, especially going into an important offseason. Getsy wants Fields to get used to the atmosphere of the bigger games. Getsy said that he wanted to expose every facet of Justin's game so he can learn and build on his skills as a young quarterback. The future is looking very bright for Justin Fields as he looks to build on his performances this season. The risk of injury was imminent though, but that was a risk that Getsy was prepared to take. Coming up, Justin Fields will be rested for the season finale. Well, it seems like the risk did not pay off for the Chicago Bears. Luke Getsy and Matt Eberflus were very adamant about getting Justin Fields on their, no pun intended, field for the last game of the season. Citing his need for experience as the reason, Justin Fields was supposed to rack up some crucial minutes in the final game. That plan has backfired though, as Justin Fields is now ruled out for the game against the Vikings. Previously saying that he will definitely play, Matt Eberflus was in a different mood on Monday, as he was a lot less adamant about Fields playing. The coach said that he'll need to evaluate whether Justin is healthy and that he would come to a decision then, emphasizing that he puts the player's health ahead of anything else. The worst possible outcome has come true, as the Chicago Bears have now confirmed that Justin Fields will be missing the game against the Vikings. The 23-year-old is out with a strained hip. Fields picked up an injury in the first half of the loss against the Detroit Lions, but he played through the pain for the rest of the game. On Monday, it was reported that Fields was experiencing soreness in his hip. Upon further examination, including an MRI scan on Monday, he was deemed not fit enough to play against the Vikings. It isn't a long-term injury, so it isn't the worst news for Chicago supporters, but it's still sad to see Fields out for the final game of the season. Moving on, Chase Claypool got heated against the Lions. Given how the Bears' season has gone this time around, it's only natural for the players to be frustrated with how things have been going. All that pent-up aggression came to a boiling point for Chase Claypool as he was heated on the sidelines during the loss against the Lions. It's understandable to be frustrated with things when it's your 9th straight loss and it comes in such a crushing manner. Justin Fields went over to his teammate to try and calm him down and bring him back to his senses. Claypool spoke about his outburst after the game, saying that he was frustrated with the lack of heart being put into the games. He said that they needed to have more pride and more belief in themselves if they wanted to win anything and make sure losses like that don't happen again. Claypool spoke about how they should have a better reaction when the other team keeps scoring on them the way the Lions were. We have to realize when it's not okay to go 3 and out. We gotta act that way. If we go 3 and out, it can't just be okay and it isn't. But we gotta really have that fire and energy and realize that, yo, it's time to go, said Claypool. The receiver spoke about what Justin Fields said to him, saying that the two spoke about their issues in that game and then came to common ground. Claypool's time with the Bears has not gone according to plan at all, so it's not surprising to see him frustrated like he is. Finally, time for a major rebuild. The final decision to sit Justin Fields on the sideline for the last game of the season is a great sign for the Bears fans. The Chicago franchise needs a massive rebuild, and it's never been as obvious as it is now. This season has been horrible in every regard except one. They've seen their young star Justin Fields do very well. It's obvious that the team's rebuild is going to be spearheaded by Fields, as the 23-year-old definitely has what it takes to take the Bears to better heights in the future. The fact that the Bears decided to sit Justin for the final game shows that they realize what they need to be focusing on for the future. The past needs to be left behind, and the future needs to be invested in. That's it for this video, guys. What do you think of Justin Fields' determination to grow? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe and turn on your post notifications to keep up with videos just like this.